All right, good evening, everybody. It's August 27th, 2025, and this is Nomads and Nimble Shadow podcast. And this is a podcast about two married, retired first responders who have decided to sell everything, move into an Airstream, and travel the world. I'm Kendra. A little bit about myself. I am retired from San Jose Police Department in California. I spent 30 years working there and retired, and am now excited about a life of adventure on the road. And who are you?
I am Kendra's husband, Sean, and I just recently retired on the 11th of July. Almost 26 years of law enforcement experience, including public safety, including being a firefighter. I had a lot of great opportunities and a great life, and I'm healthy, and I retired happy and healthy. And our three kids are launched and happy and adults. And we have this opportunity to take this time, and we jumped on the dream that we had always talked about, and that is to absolutely sell everything we own, short of a trailer to live in and a truck to pull it. So we've got enough clothing and enough supplies for whatever we need every day, and it's awesome. It's fantastic. So we're going to talk to you on this podcast about our life experiences day to day and what our dreams and aspirations are in the next couple of years.
I have a question for you. I want to know, since you're so recently retired, everybody says, oh, retirement's amazing. Some people say, oh, you're going to be bored after a month. Some people say they couldn't stand it and went back to work. So I'm just curious, how has this transition been for you so far? It's been about, 6 weeks?
Yeah, it's been about 6 weeks, and that was one of my main concerns as well, because I like to stay busy. I like to be distracted. I like to work as hard as I can all the time. So I was the guy that would go in and spend more than the 11 hours I was supposed to be at work and working overtime and going in early and chasing bad guys and doing investigations. And I never thought I'd be able to just sit still and focus on one thing, and that is relaxing and retiring. So I was a little bit worried and anxious about that. But now that we're here and now that we've done everything we said we were going to do, I haven't found time in the day to even be anxious or bored about what I'm going to do next, or should I go back to work, because my day's filled. I mean, we got stuff to do in the mornings, and I've got driving to do during the day. If we have a destination we're going to be at for a long time, I've got things to do in that as well. And the free time that we do have is going to be talking into a microphone or talking into a camera about our adventures and our stuff. So no, I have not found myself bored yet. I have lots of goals and lots of things to accomplish. Lots of hobbies to catch up on, a lot of reading to catch up on, and I just am finding that the days go by really fast. And no, I'm not bored, and no, I don't want to go back to work. If someone wants to pay me to talk into a microphone, I could do that, though.
Why did we decide to do an Airstream versus a fifth wheel or an RV? Why did we originally pick an Airstream? Do you remember?
I don't remember exactly, but
From the accountant, probably.
Yeah, the accountant was wow. I mean, the accountant was awesome. If I could get that model that he had, I think it was called the Pan America. That was a very rare model, and yes, that was probably the impetus to do this. But we were venturing with the kids, vacationing with the kids. We rented an RV. We'd been in other people's fifth wheels and trailers, and visualized what that would be like. But we did drive an RV with the kids, and we realized with an RV that it does have a lot of pros. But the con is, once you get to where you're going to go, you don't have another vehicle. So now you need to buy another vehicle and tow it behind you. So we decided that we're going to be trailer people so we can disconnect and move on. Also, we were looking in what to get. And while we were on the RV trip, we were actually in Oregon. What state were we in? Coos Bay. We were in Coos Bay with the kids, and there was an Airstream area where people could rent Airstreams. And it was this big field of perfectly aligned OCD, perfectly in line with each other and clean Airstreams. And we were able to go inside one, and I was instantly hooked. There's so much light. and it's so clean, and it's so like the lines are perfect. The hardware is really nice. The everything that they use and function with, everything's really high quality. So we decided like Airstream was the thing, and then we realized how much Airstreams cost, and we'll talk to you about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say probably what, double at least an equivalent size trailer for an Airstream. It's like 100,000 or 110, 120,000, I think our original one was.
And we bought them used. We both bought.
Yeah,
bought
both
them
of them were
both
bought used.
So
Yeah.
if we had bought the one that we originally bought, it was the 30-foot international. I think it was the Asia version or something. It had I can't remember what it was called, but it had an Asian theme to it. That would have been $130,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're expensive, but they're like the number one as far as quality and
But also number one for resale.
durability, and they hold their resale value for sure. So how do you think your background as a first responder influenced your decision to want to live a lifestyle like this? What was it about this lifestyle that was appealing to you, and how do you think that relates to your life as a first responder?
Okay. I have two answers to that. One being that every day, just like as a police officer or firefighter, every day is different. You never know what you're going to expect, which is the same with us now. That's answer number one. I never know what I'm going to see, what the campsite's going to be like, what the drive is going to be like,
What your mood's going to be like?
What my mood's going to be like. I don't know. Every day is different. The second thing has to do with, I had two things. Hold on. The busyness. Oh, the chaos. So everyone knows that everyone works in the military or law enforcement or public safety. The chaos is just a constant white noise all the time. Text messages, phone calls, radio going off, driving code 3 somewhere. It's always crazy. And I wanted to get away from that because I know that's not healthy for my body. I know from the research I've done and the studies and the therapy I've gone through that influence of adrenaline all the time is bad. So this lifestyle, half of the weight lifted off of me was selling everything, and the other weight is I don't have any phone calls and I don't have anywhere to be. I've got nothing to do. No one needs me. It's nice to be kind of in the background for once and not worry about stuff. How about you? You answer.
I have a lot of the same answers. I feel I've been retired for 3 years, so I've had a little bit of a head start as far as transitioning to the non-sworn, quote unquote, civilian world. And although I've still been working as a private investigator, I feel like I've had a lot longer to get used to the idea of being retired. But ever since I was, a teenager, I was always responsible. I was always working. I was always, doing something that was expected of me or that I should do. So this is kind of the thing I've been striving for years and years. It's the freedom and cutting ties and just being able to travel. And I know you tease me about it, but I'm always like, what's around the next corner? Let's just go a little further and see what's around the next corner. And I know it drives you nuts on long hikes, but I have this like endless curiosity. I want to see everything. And I think having had a couple of health scares, it just makes me appreciate how short life is. We've lost a lot of friends, and, we should be taking advantage of our youth and our health and our pensions and just chase all those dreams and go all the places that we want to go and see. There's so much out there to see. So that's it for me. I wanted to ask if you could give us an idea what a typical day is like for us right now, knowing that we're kind of moving from place to place, and we're going to change that after this next big stop. We're going to start spending a little bit more time in each place and just not really have an itinerary, but we've had a couple of scheduled things that we needed to make happen. So give us an idea what a normal day is like in the life of Sean and Kendra.
Yes. So the good thing about being retired is we can wake up when we want to wake up. There's no alarm clocks that go off anymore. And unfortunately for me, that means I still wake up a lot earlier than I want to. I'd like to sleep until 8:30, but I'm waking up at 6:30, 7, and then I'm up. So typically for me, once I'm up, I quietly tiptoe to the other side of the trailer. It's only 27 feet away, and I start making coffee. One of the things I love to do, I call it therapy. It's cathartic for me to set up a coffee setup and then go through the process of grinding the beans and weighing the beans and the water and temperature, and going through that process, and then making Kendra a cup of coffee and then me a cup of coffee, and then being able to sit back and enjoy that. That's the beginning of my morning. And then we promised each other that we would go for a walk every morning. And for the most part, I'd say 85% of the time we've gone for a walk after our coffee or during our coffee to get the blood flowing, to get out of the trailer and just to get some fresh air and see our surroundings. And then we get dressed, and then we got to break down and get ready to go to the next place. So we kind of have a game plan of what the day is going to look like, where she wants to stop if she wants to stop, or if I need fuel or whatever we're going to do. And then we split up. So she goes on the inside, I go on the outside, and I'll talk really briefly about what I do on the outside to make it work. Typically, I set up the Starlink setup, so I wrap that up first. I disconnect.
2 hours later.
That the hitch is happy.
At this rate, it's going to be a 9-hour podcast.
I'm so sorry.
Summary of your day.
That's what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going through it all. There's so much more to go.
I'm watching your brain work, and you're like
all right,
Rain
fuck
Man.
it.
You're like Rain Man over there, like rocking back and forth with your eyes down, just going through your whole list. All right, so after we get out of here.
Wait a minute. What do you do on the inside, lazy bum?
I'm not going to go through my whole
What am I
list.
doing?
I'm not
Checking
doing much.
Facebook?
Yeah, I'm checking Facebook, doing a little Instagramming, putting on my makeup, making myself look cute.
While I do all that
While
shit.
you do all the other stuff outside. Yeah, just secure everything, make sure that there's nothing that's going to fall or break, and make sure all of the loose items are closed, windows are closed, vents are closed, refrigerators latch, freezers latch, that kind of stuff. So it's really not that difficult. I get the dog ready.
She does a lot less than I do. So much less.
I do a lot less. Yeah. I don't feel guilty about that at all.
No wonder you come out all with your makeup done, and I've been out here.
You're
out here doing all kinds of shit in my underwear, and you're just like.
You're messing with sewage, and I'm, making myself beautiful for you. For you. And then after that first 20 minutes of the day,
God.
took him 20 minutes to describe, we typically have 2 to 3 hours of driving. We try to keep it under 4 hours for sure. We try to put it between 2 and 3 hours from place to place. It's no fun if you're just driving and then getting somewhere and having to go to bed and get up and leave again. So we're trying very hard to make it as stress-free as possible and just meandering.
What's my job?
What's your job?
When we're driving, what's my job?
Your job's to drive
Yeah.
and push it to the limit.
Well, of course, we're still in it, but also like consider things about like, do we need fuel soon? And
Yeah. Oh, you can talk about your job. My job is the navigator. I'm the one that
you have a lot of stuff.
I set the route. I make all the reservations at all the campgrounds. I do the research about what there is to do in those places.
Supply entertainment. Podcast.
I'm the podcast DJ and also Spanish.
Yes, Spanish.
Trying to practice some Spanish.
The photographer.
For our time in Costa Rica. I'm the photographer, which is terrible. I'm tired of looking at the hood of the truck in all of my pictures. And that's it. And I'm just kind of entertainment passenger seat lady. You don't like to be a passenger, so it works out well.
Yeah. Yeah, normally, well, in the past, because I had to drive for work or whatever, I hated driving. Like, my mom lives 4 hours, not really 4 hours, 2 hours.
It feels like 4 hours.
I mean, it's supposed to be an hour and a half, but it generally is at least 3 hours. For sure.
2.5, 3, yeah.
To get to my mom. And I hate driving that. But if I'm going to drive from one place in Colorado for 3 hours to the next, I love it. Like, set me up. Let's do it. I can't be a passenger because I've really got nothing to do. I could work on the computer, but I'm thinking about the weight of the trailer and the sway and the potholes and what's she going to do if a deer comes out in front of us. And I'd rather just drive. I mean, because it gives me something to do and we have something to talk about and we could do stuff. But it's perfect for me because my ADHD, I can't just sit there. I can't sit there. So I'll drive. It's easy. But I have to think ahead. Like, are we going to lose coverage? Are we going to get lost? What am I going to do where am I going to pull over if we get a flat tire?
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. What are some of the unexpected like mishaps or lessons? What are some of the lessons that we've learned so far? It's only been a couple weeks.
We have learned so many lessons. I have a sewage lesson that I'll bring up in another podcast that I thought was so embarrassing but also hilarious.
No, you gotta tell that story. That's so funny.
Okay, and then we had a mishap today, and I knew this would happen. So my job was always the same. Just recently, to make my job a little easier and to make it sexier and to make it better, a la Doug Kubik, I got a brass splitter and quick connectors, $33 a package, quick connectors, to get the sewage hose separate from the water supply hose, with turn-off valves and quick. I mean, it's sexy. It's bomb. The mishap was this morning, because of my routine's thrown off or whatever. It started raining or whatever bullshit. I forgot to grab that off of the camp connection, so I lost a, don't tell Kendra, $29 brass connection just sitting there for the next person to come and use. And that makes me so mad because my system is my system, and now when we get here to hook up water, I don't have the connection. Then I realize I lost it, and I'm mad at myself and have to go to Ace Hardware and spend another $100 on brass connectors. Don't tell Kendra. There's a lot of mishaps, that's for sure. So the sewage one's big. The one today was big.
You're going to tell the sewage one?
I might tell the sewage one in a minute. Our listeners are probably logged off by now. But there was a huge mishap today, too.
Good listener.
So I don't know what I'm diagnosed with other than the things that I've been told, lots of acronyms. One of them is, I don't know what this prognosis is, but we were completely off on our setup. I mean, the whole thing was fucked up. And once one thing, I swore, beep, and maybe it's OCD, but once something was thrown off, we screwed up one thing on the setup, like 9 more things went wrong, and we were going to get hurt or we're going to break something. So we almost needed to start over, drive out of the camp and start over, because I swear to God, I was backing over chocks and it was bad. I was bad. And it was in a downward spiral. And I think it all started because I forgot the brass connector.
Yeah, you were distracted and annoyed by that. Yeah.
I was upset. I was upset by it. Yeah, upset's a good way. Not like I'm mad, but it upset my whole thing, and I was totally thrown off. And now I feel better, but it sucked. So the mishaps. You tell me about a mishap about you, and I'll tell you about the sewage story if we haven't lost our listeners by then.
Mishaps, I would say there have been a couple. One, not checking ahead of time what the connections are going to be, if we're going to have full hookups, because I've made these arrangements, I plugged it into an Excel spreadsheet, and then I've forgotten about it. So each day I have to kind of look at where we're going tomorrow. And so today, for example, I didn't realize until after we were here that we should have stopped and filled up water somewhere, because this one only has electrical. It's a state park. We're at Yampa River State Park in Colorado. It's a very nice campground, but only electrical, no water or sewer hookups. So that's an example of things I'm learning as we go. And then also learning to make sure that the refrigerator and freezer are completely latched, because we lost, 20
Pot stickers.
Pot stickers and stuff.
R.I.P. pot stickers.
R.I.P. pot stickers. Yeah. They looked really good. They were so yummy. It was so sad. We had been at the Overlander Expo in Loveland, Colorado, which if you are interested in this lifestyle, you got to go to one of those expos and plan to spend at least a full day.
Bring a sunscreen and a hat.
And
granola bars.
And
Because
snacks.
you're going.
Yeah, electrolytes.
Pushing it to the limit.
Anyway, so we came out from a long day there, and our food was melting on the floor. So those are minor mishaps, though. I think that overall we're doing pretty good, working really well together as a team. I would love it. Let's end this first introductory episode. We're just trying to get this whole podcast thing down.
Wait a minute.
With you telling the story about the sewage mishap. I think that's a really good way to end it, and then you guys will have to wait for the next episode.
Okay. All right. So once we started this lifestyle of having an Airstream and vacationing with it, we started hooking up with good close friends and coworkers that had trailers and access to trailers, and we started making it a thing. So there was probably a core group of 4 to 5 different families that would get together, either rent trailers or have a trailer, and we'd get together and spend 3 or 4 days together. It was fantastic. Lots of fun, lots of music, lots of just good memories.
Box.
Like Box.
Like
Oh,
Box.
man. B. Renzi, dude. Oh, man. Best game ever, Box. You can't Google what Box, the game of Box is. Only I know it. So, I don't know. Maybe if there's any comments, I'll tell you guys what Box is. But okay, so we got this Airstream. So now we're part of the gang. We don't have a big trailer, but it's nice. And on some of our beginning shakedown trips in our Airstream together with just the two of us, we realized that sewage hookups are sometimes 20 feet away and sometimes 1 foot away. Sometimes they're too close, sometimes they're too far away. And on one of the campsites, we didn't have a long enough hose, so we ended up buying an extension in the box before this trip with the gang. So we go out, set everything up. It just happens to be one of the situations. We have a really nice site next to one of our friends, actually right in the middle of our friends, next to the campfire, and where we're going to be hanging out, which comes into play later. And the sewage was about 3 feet too far away, so I needed to get the extension out of the box. I took it out of the box probably after 2 or 3 beers and connected everything, and everything was good to go. So then fast forward 2 days, maybe 2.5 days, I realized the black tank's getting high, or high level. And after 2 or 3 beers, I decide to wander in from the campfire that everyone's sitting around and laughing and having a good time, and to see what the black tank level is. Well, it's like, I don't know, 80%. So let's go ahead and empty that so I don't have to think about it and lose sleep over it. I'll do it now. So I go out, and really, literally right next to where people are sitting, I have to reach down, get on my, kind of get on my hands and knees and pull the black tank level and open it. I'm multitasking with a beer in my hand because I have to be multitasking at 9:30 at night. I don't hear the whoosh that I usually hear. I pull it and I don't hear anything. No whoosh, no nothing, no movement. Man, that's weird. So I close it, I open it again, nothing. That's weird. So I think I have a headlamp on at this time, or like a flashlight. I have a beer in one hand, a flashlight in the other. I put on a glove. I close it again. I look at the reading. It still says really high. Man, I'm not sure. Oh, I wonder if the hose I bought has like a cap over it. But I don't know if the hoses that I use is connected to my trailer or the hose is down at the end connected to the sewage line. Oh man, I should probably check it out. So, I make sure it's closed, thinking mechanically that what could possibly go wrong. It's closed. With my glove on, I twist the thing, and sure enough, it explodes outwards with sewage. I block it with the thing, mortified that there's a whole bunch of people that I are behind me sitting in a campfire.
Like a few feet away.
Like right behind me. Sewage is shooting out. I reach in a panic. Oh, by the way, only one of my hands has a glove on it. I reach in, and sure enough, there's a cap on it. I pull it away. I jam it back to where it is. I lock it in. I ditch the glove. I think I pull it off. Other than it smells like a colon exploded next to someone, and there's sewage everywhere all over the ground. No big deal. So then I pull it off. Tank empties. I close it. Look around. Nobody noticed. I'm sure nobody noticed. Grab another beer. Sit down.
You wash your hands in there, right?
I wash my hands.
Okay.
Yeah, I wash my hands. Fast forward, the next day when the sun comes up, there's 3 giant logs of poop just sitting next to my trailer, like someone laid them out all nice and neat, like Japanese style, like a feng shui, like boom, boom, boom. Hey, that's Chinese.
Yeah.
Feng shui lined up perfectly, 3 logs. I don't know where these perfectly good logs, how they held so well in that black tank, but they were good, and they were out in the open for everyone to see.
All right, everybody. So that's our first attempt at a podcast. We hope to get better at it and smoother and maybe get some followers. But mostly this is just for the people
Dude,
who
it's
love
only
us.
26 minutes. We're good.
Only 26 minutes? Perfect. Are you going to edit it?
I mean, maybe. And who's going to sponsor this? Sponsored
Why
by.
don't we get some listeners first before we worry about